Welcome to the Curly Hair Q&A Show. I am your host, Ken Nickels, and I'm here with Melanie Nickels. She is the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl and color experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder of the Raw Curls brand of natural and organic curly hair products, which can be found at rawhairorganics.com, and we've got a big announcement about that later on today. So, episode 163 this week, if you've been following along, and it's a pretty interesting show tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a guest, and we'll get started right away. We've got the whole family with us tonight. Melanie's with us. Hey, Melanie, how are you?
Hello. You always have a lot to talk about.
I do. Murphy's here tonight with us too. Hey, Murphy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of
Murphy
behaving.
has a lot to say as well.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
She actually was scratching at the notepad and the pen over there. Before you came.
I was wondering why all my stuff was messed up.
Yeah,
that explains that.
She wanted to write something.
Yeah. Well, if you're new to the show, we can be consumed as a live stream tonight, every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in a number of different places. On Facebook, the Curly Girl Support Group, the Diva Curl User Support Group. And is that the only places we are live streaming tonight on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, that's the only place we're live streaming tonight on Facebook. We're also, for the best user experience, we are also live streaming on YouTube on the Curly Hair Q&A Show channel, and all the previous episodes and shows and daily Q&As and everything else are archived there, so you can check it out there. YouTube, for sure. Recommend people go there all the time. Also, Instagram at Raw Curls. Hey, Instagram, they're here with us tonight as well. You guys got sound? Give me hearts and thumbs up and stuff if you guys got sound on Instagram. Let's find out just to be sure.
Any technical problems tonight?
We're not dealing with any technical problems tonight at all. Not at all. Oh, boy. So also, we are available. We are an award-winning podcast. We are available as a podcast, usually by midnight tonight. This episode will be there, and all the previous episodes, I think, starting at around 65, episode 65, are all available on the podcast. And you can hear us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, and SoundCloud. So there you are. Lots of places you can find us. So Melanie, everything going well? So tell us, you got a fun fact for us?
I do. Yeah. Actually, one of my clients really blew me away because she had to cancel her appointment, and she sent me a card with a really nice note and also with a check, and to help. She felt bad. She wants to make sure that my business keeps thriving, and that was so sweet and unexpected. I just was really shocked and appreciated it so much. So thank you, Barbara. That was amazing.
Yeah, thanks. It's $100,000 check, right?
Yeah, no, not quite.
Close.
Not quite. But it was very much appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I tonight actually have bad news, good news, and good news. And I'm going to start with the bad news. And last week was a busy show. We had a lot going on, and something had happened last week, and we didn't talk about it last week. And I decided not to bring it up, just because it was fresh and it was new. But last week, Melanie's stepfather expectedly passed away. He had been sick for quite some time. And
that wasn't really expectedly. No, that was unexpectedly. I mean,
you consider that unexpectedly?
Yes, of course. His health has been on the fritz, but he's also been a survivor forever.
That's true.
He just never seemed like he was.
Yeah, and don't think we're taking it lightly. Everybody has said he's like 9 lives.
Oh, he's beyond 9.
The guy's had more than 10 strokes and about 10 heart attacks. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I think it's over 10 strokes.
But he's just been so incredibly determined to keep living. And I said, he has had the most near-death experiences of anybody I've ever known. I mean, it's just crazy. So, and like you said, it's not like we take it lightly, but it almost became like a thing because my mom would say, "Oh, Bill almost died," and and I was like, "Oh, again,"
Right. It become like the shock had worn off.
Right.
So, Bill's going in for heart surgery. You're going to be like, okay,
he had
call me
another
tomorrow.
heart attack. Yeah.
Right. It had really become like that.
Yeah, and he was functioning on 20% of his heart working for years. So, anyway, but it finally caught up with him, yes, and he just had too many things to, his body wasn't strong enough to recover this time. So
from a surgery, he had a surgery.
Yeah, but he recovered from that. He had a heart attack. It was after the surgery. Then he had another heart attack, and it also ended up being kidney failure and pneumonia. So, he couldn't make it through this time. But
not this time.
Yeah.
And if you remember, a couple of months ago, we had Melanie's mom on the show here, and she is back home in Arkansas with. Where she lives, and she's doing fine, spending time with her friends. And Melanie, as soon as we get shut down here, Melanie's going to go up there and spend a couple of weeks with her. Aren't you?
I don't think we're going to get shut down, but yeah, if we do.
It's been the discussion.
I don't know. I'm supposed to go for Mother's Day, but that's kind of up in the air right now because I don't want to bring her anything. So I think the best thing would be to drive, and the time that I have scheduled off for Mother's Day is not enough time because we just had a long weekend. So I don't know what's going to happen. I might not be able to get there until later because she, as you know, is still in treatment for stage 4 cancer. So she definitely is immunocompromised.
Yeah.
And,
so it's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't bring it up last week.
Yeah.
And but other than that, I've talked to her mother a couple of times in the last week, and seems to be doing fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, we kind of have been preparing for this for years because his health has been on the fritz, and so
at least 10.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, so I think my mom will be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. So. Anyway, so that's
Murphy
so
keeps
that's
eating
that.
Prickers. Stop
so that's
eating
that.
these prickers that are in your feet.
I don't know why they like those spiky things. They gotta
it's
hurt.
So weird.
Maybe because they're crunchy. Okay, so all right. So the good news is that we didn't tell you last week. Also, is moi. I got interviewed in Glamour magazine. Woohoo! Do we have a link to that you can post? I got interviewed for Glamour magazine, and it was an article.
Because you're glamorous.
Yes. Because I have great hair.
You're like Joe.
Mm-hmm. I have great hair. I actually did. No, I'm not like Joe. I am not like Joe. That's a fun fact. You want a fun fact?
You can't be the Curl King because there already is a Curl King, but I don't know.
We never. That's another fun fact. We never watch TV, right? Never. And I had saw some people like early last week start talking about a show on Netflix. Now we have a TV and we do have Netflix. We didn't even know the password for like 2 years.
I don't even know how to turn it on.
We don't know how to turn it on. I can turn it on now. I can get it on now. But I couldn't. We just don't, so we had no idea, right? But some people were online were talking about this thing on Netflix called The Tiger King. And I saw them talking about it and I was like, blah, blah, blah. It's TV. It's a waste of time.
Now because they look
No, I don't. No, I do not. I do not. And I saw them talking about somebody and I was like, wait a minute. I know that guy.
Which was the one that you knew?
Her husband.
The one that she...
The one that's alive.
Oh, the one that's alive.
Yes.
He reminds me of my Uncle Ron.
Kind of.
Yeah.
More talkative. But I actually know him. He's been to our house twice.
Wow.
This is several years ago. Right. It was weird. I saw these people talking about it and I'm like, oh,
were you buying kitty cats?
No, I was not buying cats. I was not selling them either. But no,
maybe you should.
He bought some classic car parts from me twice.
Wow.
And he told me about this. And I remember saying, sounds like a neat place. I have no interest in going there. Not anymore. Not that I'm a fan of cats either, but I mean now, no. No. But anyway, I actually know the guy. I can't think of his name. It's not whatever the heck his name is.
Was it
Howard? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I know the guy. He's been in my house twice. I have so many weird fun facts of celebrity stuff. Just ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, so Melanie's like, see, you shouldn't invite those people to their... I'm like, he's like he's done anything, right?
Yeah, they're all shady.
So how did we get on this? We don't watch TV, so we watched the thing.
Oh, because I said you're like Joe.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not like Joe.
Because you're in Glamour magazine.
That's it. So I was in Glamour magazine last week talking about what salons and product brands and whatever are doing during this time. And I actually got the closing quote in the article, which is pretty cool. From what I understand, that's like the big thing to get the closing quote.
Wow.
So anyway, so I said, kind of like Beavis and Butthead. And I got quoted. Anyway, so yeah, so that's good news. The other good news that I have on top of that is, this is more good news, okay? And this is kind of neat, and I've known this for a week. I was not able to say anything until today, but
are you able to say something today?
I am now.
Before you do, you sure?
I didn't bring it. Here, wait. I got to show Melanie. Okay, it says right here, non-disclosure agreement. You can share the great news with your community Monday, March 30th, 2020. That's today, right?
Okay.
It is today, right?
Yep.
You guys, is that today?
Yep.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Anyway, so our Raw Curls Original Organic Cleanser. Would you like to model it? We just won the award, the 2020 Best of the Best Leaders in Curl Award for our Raw Curls Original Conditioner by naturallycurly.com magazine.
Cleanser?
Cleanser.
You said conditioner.
I meant cleanser. Do you want to start over? I'm killing this.
Start.
You know why? Because I printed this off and it's too small.
Oh,
and I'm not putting those readers on.
Yeah, okay. It's cleanser.
So yeah, our Raw Curls Original Organic Cleanser won the 2020 Best of the Best Leaders in Curl Awards with naturallycurly.com magazine, which is the largest curly hair website and texture hair website in the world, and it's run by one of the top 50 influencers in the hair world, influential people in the hair world, Ms. Michelle Breyer. So
wow.
There we are.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
And we beat out brands from Redken, L'Oreal, Unilever, Procter & Gamble. Yeah, we're like legit.
Wow.
Stuff.
I do love our cleanser. You know, people ask me a lot of times, you know, to narrow down one product that they have to have, and it's so hard because they're all really good. But I really do love our cleanser. Every time I use it on myself or on somebody, you know, you do get such a nice lather, but the hair feels like you almost don't need conditioner. It's like silk. It's so moisturized. I just love it.
Yeah. 70% organic ingredients, 100% natural. Do you want to know what particular brands we beat out in that category? How about Diva Curl Low Poo and Diva Curl No Poo?
Ooh. Wow. Who else?
Not like that was really,
wow.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I'm not going down that road, but you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, a number of different brands, but I wanted to throw that out there that, great alternative.
What about Anderson?
And, yeah, everybody. Beat everybody. But the other interesting thing is a 16-ounce bottle of Raw Curls Cleanser is $2 cheaper than a $12 bottle of Diva Curl No Poo.
Really?
So it's more product, cheaper,
wow.
And it's best of the best in the world right now for 2020.
Awesome.
And made in the USA. Diva Curl, made by Germans, a German-owned company. We're made in the USA, 100%.
Really?
100% female-owned and USA-owned. So tell me again, why aren't you trying Raw Curls Cleanser? Just asking. Just asking. Hey, you know something else? Hey, Lionel, can you do me a favor? Go on my Facebook page, and you'll see there's a post in there with a bunch of pictures from earlier today about this post. You'll see. And post a couple of those so Melanie can see. I didn't tell Melanie I did this. Yeah, no, you're past it. You're past it, bro.
I saw toilet
You're past
paper.
it. Stop. Post a bunch of those pictures so people can actually see. Because did you ever hear those stories about people say, yeah, we started our brand in our kitchen or in our living room or whatever? Take a look at these pictures. Whose house is that, Melanie?
That's our house.
Show us some more of those, Lionel. slowly,
Oh,
so we
wow.
can actually get a look. That's how we started.
That's my.
Got any other ones, Lionel? Show some more of those.
That's how we used to shuffle around boxes. Oh yeah, that's like
Remember
going
that?
into the guest bedroom. That's in the garage.
That's in the garage.
Yep. Mhm.
What else?
Oh, the
Guest
guest bedroom.
bedroom.
Boxes piled. Yep.
Yep, look at
Mhm.
all that. That's literally how we lived. This is that. Okay, that now you
That's
wonder
our
why we never
front
watch TV.
entrance. Yeah,
That's
there's
the front
our
entrance
TV,
because you couldn't see
which
it
is
anyway.
ancient. And that was a hand me down from the neighbor. But
Yes.
yes,
See
you
all the
had to
labels?
Shuffle around boxes.
That's how we labeled stuff. Yeah, there's the living room and the dining room. This is, I swear to God, and Melanie, if I'm lying, I'm dying. You tell him. There was a time where it was worse than that, where when we wanted to go to bed at night, we had to unload the bed of products to go to bed. Remember that? It's legit.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I do.
We're not owned by
remember.
Germans with $3,000 suits and vacation homes in the Austrian Alps. Just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Just saying. Just pointing that out.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No Ferraris, no Lamborghinis yet. I'd like one. I would like one, but I don't have one
We
like
couldn't even
others.
park in our garage.
And we couldn't. Right. Oh, we never did from till the day we moved out. Never did because we couldn't because it was always full of
I
products.
think I
and
still
stuff.
have bruises on my shins from walking into boxes.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Those days. Oh my God. But anyway, so yeah, we are legit.
And I hate clutter and I hate a mess.
It was
my
every
gosh.
day. It was every day.
Yeah.
And it would just
You
get worse.
talked about getting rid of the warehouse and bringing stuff home, and I'm like, no. No, I'm not living
Yeah.
like that anymore. I just couldn't take it.
Yeah. But
Nope.
that's how things started with this brand, and now, after what you just saw, now it's best of the best in the world.
Yay. Awesome.
Somebody asked me today what I thought of that, and I'm like, I can't quite wrap my head around it just because we lived it. So it's not, I guess it's not as powerful as other people see it and they're like, wow. And for me, I'm like, I lived that nightmare.
Yeah, we're still living it.
We're still living it. It's just in different buildings now.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
it's just
so anyway,
spread out.
so yeah, so that's really good news. If you want to check it out, Lionel or Helen will post a link to where you can find it and try it out.
I won't scream like Mary Murphy. I could, but I won't.
Are you kidding? You mean this hasn't gotten us on the hot tamale train? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Come on.
You do it.
I can't do Mary. Woo!
No, that was not a Mary.
I can't. All right. Okay. All right. One more piece of good news, and then we'll get to our guest. One more piece of good news. Okay, if you are a curly hair stylist or a curly hair salon and you are struggling right now, make sure you join the Curly Hair Specialists Facebook group. Helen or Lionel or someone will post a link in the comment section so you can see that. If you are a professional stylist or a professional curly hair salon, Raw Curls is going to help you out during this crisis, or I should say after this crisis, since I haven't seen any other brands do it. So we're going to do it. Just another reason to try out this lousy backyard organic curly hair brand. Anyway, we're going to help you out with some stuff and give you some neat alternatives that you can check out. So join the group though, and I'll talk about them on April 1st, and it'll be no joke. See what I did there? It'll be no joke.
Oh, because it's April 1st.
Right. All right. So that's that.
You're so funny.
So tell all your stylist friends that are curly hair stylists that, hey, you need some help during this time. I'm going to help you out. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get into let's meet our guest and talk about this. And here tonight, this is what's going to be fun for those of you who hopefully remember. If you, especially on Instagram, there's going to be free stuff given away tonight. Free Raw Curl starter packs. We're going to talk about that now. So our guest, we're going to bring in now. We're going to talk to. Bear with me just a minute. Delilah Orpi, is that how you pronounce that, Lionel or Helen? Someone was supposed to get that to me. How do you pronounce that?
Delilah, Orpi.
Okay, Orpi.
Delilah,
Okay, that's what I
Orpi.
wanted. I knew the Delilah part. I wasn't sure about the last name. This is Delilah Orpi. She is the founder of the Holistic Enchilada, which is a blog about curly hair and clean beauty. And it's hold on a second. And she has been following the Curly Girl method and living a clean lifestyle for many, many years. And welcome to the show. How are you, Delilah?
Hi,
Thank you. I'm
Delilah.
doing well. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So you are in the Miami Fort Lauderdale area? Is that correct?
No, I'm actually in the Orlando area now.
Oh, you're in the Orlando area now. Oh, are you under quarantine yet?
No.
You're not yet. Okay.
No.
Oh,
Good.
wow.
Lucky for you. Knock on wood. Yeah, it seems to be making its way around. So this is really interesting. So tell us how this all started. Tell us how you've been living this lifestyle of a clean, natural, organic for a number of years, like we have. How long have we been doing this? 15, 16 years at least, right? 2004, 16. Yeah, so 16 years. Mm-hmm. So tell us how you came to this and how it all came about and help us to understand you and what you do.
Okay. So really a number of things happened. I kind of grew frustrated with the medical system here. I was having a couple of issues and I would go see the doctors and they pretty much just, want to put you on a pill or something like that, and they don't really want to figure out what it is that's wrong. And so I had a couple of incidents like that, and then I actually moved abroad in 2010 to go teach in Abu Dhabi, and I experienced the medical system over there. It was totally different, and they were able very quickly to figure out what was going on with me, but they had a totally different approach as well. And in my frustration while I was still here in the US, I started looking for some alternative remedies basically for the problems that I was having, and I was actually finding some success with that. So that kind of started me on the whole path to just like a more natural, holistic type of lifestyle. And then I got pregnant when I lived abroad, and I remember shopping in the supermarkets over there. I would find the same product, like two versions. Like, for example, I remember the cereal. There was like the American version of the cereal and then the UK version. They would sell both of them. And there was like a $10 price difference for the American one. It was more expensive.
Abu Dhabi is considered the UK or as UK products?
No, but they had a lot. They have a lot of UK expats.
Oh, okay.
So they had products for them as well.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand.
So, yeah. So, I looked at the ingredients and I realized that there was a difference in what was in the products for the UK version versus the American version. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole as to why the company would make, a better version and not sell it to us. Mm-hmm. And kind of just went from there. And basically that's how I got into like the whole clean lifestyle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long were you there for?
3 years.
Wow.
For 3 years. So tell us where you started. Like, did you start with beauty products first? Did you start with food products first? Did you what kind of products did you kind of start with, and how did it expand from there? Where you went down, went down the rabbit hole. We know exactly what you're talking about because you can go as deep as you want to when it comes to this. And most people, we realize don't know, and the majority of people don't care until they have to care. Mm-hmm. And then when they have to care, all of a sudden they want to pepper us with a billion questions because then they want to know everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And that's how my blog started.
I was going to say, and I'll bet that's what happens on your blog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, how did it start? Did it start with food? Did it start with H&B?
Yeah. I think that one shopping trip where I noticed the difference in the ingredients was like, okay, now I was pregnant at the time as well. So I was looking at the food I was eating. And part of the reason that I got better was because the food was just cleaner over there. Mm-hmm. So that, I started with the food, and then I was looking into my skincare products and my cleaning products. And when I came back to the U.S., it was very expensive it was 2013. So it was like all we had was Whole Foods at the time. Basically. Yeah. And so it was too expensive to continue that lifestyle. So I started trying to like DIY things and just find like cheaper ways to do it.
Yeah.
And that's basically where my blog started, because people started asking me for remedies all the time, or like, what do you do for this? Or, you know, what kind of food I'm eating. And so I started blogging pretty much because of that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me where you personally see the biggest differences, such as where do you see the biggest benefit? Like for example, I'll just give you an example. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I just want to give you an example of what I'm asking here. Like there are certain foods that I can, without a doubt, I can tell you, if you eat this one organic, it's completely different and completely better than if you buy a conventional one. So what are your favorites where you can look at stuff and say, and this could be food or health and beauty or you know, any of those, where you see big differences where the average person who doesn't care would, you know, or you know, doesn't care but is interested, where you could say, here, this is natural and organic and this isn't, and you know, try both and you'll see what this is about. What is it for you?
I don't think I noticed much of a difference with the food.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like, some things taste better, but you know, I don't know, you know, if I feel different if I eat like an organic apple versus a regular one.
Yeah.
But as far as like hair and skin products, that's where I noticed the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Like your products, for example, were the first brand that I came across that was Curly Girl approved and organic, and my hair instantly just completely transformed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. And that's part,
See, you're the people we love.
Yeah.
You're the ones we love.
But
you know?
honestly, that's been our experience every day in the salon. And that's why it's such an easy product to sell, because it sells itself. Because that is unusual with any products I've worked with before, to see instant results. But we truly do. You know, I just had that, everyone attacked me for working because I posted some pictures of a transformation that I did on someone whose hair was completely fried. You know, it wasn't even curling, especially on the top. It was like straw and really hard and crunchy on the ends, so that needed to be cut. And she knew, because she didn't want to go too short, that I wouldn't fully be able to fix it in one fell swoop by doing her cut and color. But she was blown away at how much of a difference there was just in one time of coloring and cutting her hair and using the Raw Curls products. So she bought everything. She's like, you know, she said, this is the first time I am leaving a salon wanting to duplicate my hair, which was sad, but good for me. And she just said, give me everything I need. I said, okay.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot, because they can truly see what an amazing difference it makes even after one time.
Yep. For me, it's organic bananas and organic strawberries compared to conventional. They totally taste
Oh,
different.
you know what? Strawberries, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to convince them. That's literally what I do. I've done it to Dave a million times. I'm like, here, take this, try that.
Yeah.
Tell me, you know?
Yeah.
It's those are it for me. And as far as health and beauty, believe it or not, where I see the big difference from conventional to to an organic or natural non-toxic, deodorants. For sure, because of my cancer journey, I did so much detoxing that now it sounds all great and all, but after I did it so much that after a few years, anything that was even remotely not clean, I like break out and rashes and not feel good, and it was like everything, right? And it's still pretty much the same. So like, we haven't been selling it, but we're gonna, again, it's probably gonna come out in the RawganX line, I think. But I make my own body wash because it's unscented, no fragrance, and it's 100% natural, and I forget it's like 65% organic. If I forget my body wash and like we travel or go to a hotel, I'm like, it's like totally cross my fingers and hope that I'm not going to break out in my underarms or other sensitive areas. you know, and that's just how I am, because I detoxed for so long, and that's how I realize that. And I don't know this, so don't anybody attack me, but it's always made me wonder now about like kids, like babies and stuff like that, with things like colic, or, you know, where they're crying and crying and crying, and I always wonder, I'm like, is it because you're trying to feed them conventional crap and their systems can't handle it? I don't know. It makes me wonder, because like
a lot of those women are breastfeeding, and they just, that's like something internal.
I don't know what it is, but it's like, it makes me wonder about, you know, kids with allergies and stuff like that when they're young. Is it because they can't take the conventional produced,
I'm sure there's a little
products?
Bit of that. Yeah. My daughter was very colicky, and we eat all organic, and breastfed her and all that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So
like I said, I have no idea. So just ignore me.
You're a guy, and we don't even have kids. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Just ignore.
Ignore him.
But I do notice a difference with fragrances.
Yes.
Now
Oh
that
my
I've
God.
kind of dumped them for so many years.
For sure.
I walked by like Bath and Body Works or
Chokes
even
you.
curly hair products. Some of them are so strongly scented, I can't use them.
Exactly. And that's what, it's I almost feel like, geez, I almost, it was easier when you didn't live this lifestyle, because none of the foods bothered me, none of the perfume scents, none of this stuff bothered me. Now it's like you start getting more and more sensitive, and we're going to become like Howard Hughes pretty soon.
Right. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, now I'm like,
oh my God. Same thing, like the hair care products, that's something that drives me crazy when even organic companies that use synthetic perfumes and fragrances.
Then it's like, why?
It's like, why? That makes no sense. And when
people love the smells, though.
They do.
To it.
It is.
They do. Yep, you're right. They absolutely do. And honestly, I've talked about this before. They do have to have some kind of scent. We use essential oils, but people always say they want unscented, but these natural ingredients
they don't want that.
Smell good. So people would again be like, I'm not buying that because it stinks.
Right.
Even with the essential oils that we have that are amazing and smell good, you get people that are like, I don't like the way that smells.
Yeah.
So whatever, you're never going to please everybody, but I can tell you, guaranteed that you would not many people would like the way it smelled if there was nothing in there.
Here's a fun fact. When those pictures, I don't know if Delilah, if you saw them or not, but we were showing some pictures about when we started the Raw Curls brand in our house, and it was a disaster. I don't know if you saw those. Yeah, well, during that time, the very first iteration that we came out with, we'd been talking to people in our salon when we were going to come out with the line, and they're like, oh, I'd love to have 100% organic line and whatever. We're like, okay. And we struggled and made it and brought it to people. Nobody bought it.
They hated it.
Nobody because they hated
thousands of dollars, and it was a waste. They were going back to using whatever Suave and
I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it smells. And we're like, you wanted 100% organic. Here it is.
People
didn't want it.
So,
there is.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Well,
people just don't like change.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they also think that it sounds good. It sounds good, but then the reality of it is not so great, and then people, won't buy it.
Yeah.
But
I love watching human behavior. So, she'll tell you, like, if she goes to Ulta and I go with her, I'm gone. I mean, I'm like disappear into Ulta, because I just love to watch human behavior and stuff. And you watch people go over to hair products, and what do? This.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't do like me. The first thing I grab stuff off the shelf, and I'm like, all right, what's in it, right? The average person pulls the cap off. What's it smell like? They don't care. That's like the number one thing. And I do
it too.
This smells really good, by the way, in case you haven't.
It's grapefruit, so it smells citrusy.
She knows, to tell her.
But I was going to say about that point, too, is it's the unnatural, the synthetic perfumes and fragrances that stay and linger in the hair. Yeah. And I didn't actually realize that until, we were already into this with our own line and using essential oils. Because I realized it with my own hair, but I didn't put two and two together, and that's why, because it's those other perfumes and fragrances that you smell in your hair all day, even for days. Like people that come in that still use something like Diva or a different brand, when I can literally smell that in their hair. I can tell pretty much what brand they're using before they even tell me, because I smell it in their hair. It's lingering, and they probably haven't washed for 3 days or so, because they don't usually freshly wash their hair and come to the salon.
Yeah.
So it's really weird, but ours, so I always tell people, we only use natural, essential oils, organic essential oils, and they're, so things that you are typically not sensitive to unless you have an allergy to
particular
citrus
allergy,
but
Right.
like grapefruit, orange, ylang, things like that, and then you smell them when you use them, but then you don't smell it later in the hair. It does not linger, so it's usually it's not been a problem for people.
Yeah, it hasn't. So Delilah, tell us about your blog and how it started, and tell us what you talk about. What do you talk about on it?
Okay, so it's mostly curly hair now. It started off with like the whole clean living, holistic lifestyle, which is where the name came in, Holistic Enchilada. But I quickly noticed that everybody wanted more content about hair. So I started writing more about that, started making videos about it, and it's kind of evolved where it's mostly curly hair, but now I also talk about clean beauty. So I incorporate like makeup and skincare and things that are kind of related like that. So not so much like a holistic lifestyle, more of like beauty and hair focused right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your skin looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're not filtering you either. We don't filter us. Why don't we filter
I
us?
thought we were going to talk about enchiladas. Oh, I was hungry.
I made homemade enchiladas last night.
You made
matter of fact.
holistic enchiladas
I
last
made
night.
holistic enchiladas last night.
They were good.
They were yummy. Yeah. Okay. Here, that's kind of funny, and I know a lot of people who aren't into the organic and natural kind of lifestyle like we are probably bored to tears. But I'll tell you something funny. So I went to the grocery store, and they're pretty empty. The shelves are empty and whatever. And I went there
Still no toilet
yesterday
paper.
down the block from our house just to get a couple of things because Melanie decided she wanted enchiladas for dinner. So I needed a couple of things. And I just laughed because I went down the aisles, and for the stuff that I needed to make it, the only stuff that was left was the organic stuff, like stragglers. And I'm laughing at myself because I'm thinking to myself, everybody else is probably looking at me like, oh, you're stuck with the expensive organic stuff. And I'm like,
exactly.
no, I'm the winner here. Because all the crap's gone, and everybody's like, oh,
I've
I'm
noticed the same
not
thing.
spending an extra 40 cents for a can of enchilada sauce. And I'm like, I'm spending an extra 40 cents because I would anyway,
But here, that's the whole thing. Like, we need to be
Right.
boosting our immune systems right now.
Right,
and,
right.
Not
Right,
using
and that's what's so
toxic
funny.
Right.
People are
foods.
they're just not getting it, and that's Here, I'll throw in a commercial. That's why I've been telling people about the RawganX Super Green Juice. Buy this stuff. This is what I used to build my immune system when I had cancer 3 times. I don't want to be sales pitchy, but it just
That's what
take
we
a look at
need.
my
First
horse
line of
video that we
defense.
filmed from this weekend. I'll tell you all about it. Even the horses
Are we
want it.
going to play that?
This is the new. I don't know. You'd have to ask Lionel
kinda
if he's going to
fun.
play that. Lionel, can you play that commercial
At the end?
at the end that we filmed the other
It's
day?
fun with the horses.
Yeah, I'll pick
Okay, yeah. Anyway, you
Yay,
guys will see it.
Lionel.
You'll laugh. But and it was just something we did off the cuff. You guys, you'll laugh. But anyway,
The horses wanted the green juice.
yeah, this is the new pineapple mango flavor. It's yummy. It's
Oh,
but
that's probably
anyway,
what they smell.
Sounds good.
yeah. So I wanted to, but that's kind of the thing is that's why I laughed. I'm like, everybody else is bypassing the stuff that they should be eating right now, and it's just to me, it's just
Oh, mine's simpler than
It's
that
just
because
foolish.
I don't cook. Ken does the cooking, but I really don't eat that much. So, I went to the store and I'm laughing because all the meat shelves are empty, all the, main food shelves are empty. And I'm like, oh, I got to get my protein powder, so I go over to the protein powder and it's stocked. And I was like, bonus, I'm going to be fine. Don't know about you guys, but
all the
that's
healthy
pretty much
stuff
what I
is
live
gone.
on. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, give me my protein powder.
Soda and
I'm
beer
good.
gone. Organic,
Yeah.
healthy, vitamin full. It's just crazy. Anyway, that's what we actually have been filming commercials and stuff for the RawganX stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how to do them, how to get it into people's head. I'm like, are you guys not paying attention to what's going on here? I'm like, for God's sakes. Anyway, okay, so all right, so here's your gotcha question. We never do gotcha questions, but lately we've
You
been
say
kind of
that
doing
to
gotcha
every guest
questions.
now.
I know. Because they're fun. They're not really gotchas, but they are. But they in a way they kind of are. So okay, so Delilah, tell us about the brands that you like in the hair and clean beauty world, both hair and skin. Tell us the brands that you like, and anything that comes to your mind that you're like, right, like no,
Just
whatever it is, tell us. I really like this. I really like this. This is really good. I've seen this come out. tell us and tell the people who are listening and who are watching, give us some ideas of stuff that would be like a good start. Like if you try this, you're going to notice a difference and you're going to like this. It's a good way to start.
So definitely, like your brand, Raw Curls, is one of the top ones. I think that because you guys have the wavy line and the regular line, that kind of covers everybody.
Yes.
Like I really like the wavy line. That works better for my hair, but I know most people prefer the original.
Yeah.
But my hair is very fine and thin, super easily weighed down. So
oh, wow, cool. And we did not pay you anything to say that.
We did not pay her anything to do that. Yet. She didn't ask.
No.
She didn't ask. What about skincare stuff?
Well, what other hair brands?
Or what other
okay, I love Evolve as well. And I think they're definitely better for people with my hair who don't like too much moisture because it's a little more stripping. Mop Top is another one that I really like. That curly hair custard is just so curl enhancing. I love it.
Oh.
And
is that what you used?
I just tried for the first time. I got a haircut like 2 weeks ago, and she used Innersense on my hair, and actually we really like the way that it came out, but I've never used it myself.
What about skincare? What do you like in skincare? What are you using now that you're liking?
It's pretty cheap stuff.
I could care less. That's if you saw the way I shop for our organic stuff, like when I was sick and we were baroque. Yeah, I did whatever I had to do to get, and I was pretty damn good bargain shop. Give me $40 and I'm good. So yeah, it doesn't matter what the cost is. I was good budgeter. Had to be.
Well, what I do is I subscribe to this box called Petit-Vor, which is like a cruelty-free subscription. And so every month they send me a box, and it has some very expensive brands in there, and it's usually samples of stuff, things that I could not afford on my own. And I end up using all those products as like my regular skincare all the time. So I'm not really buying a lot of skincare products. I just cycle through what they send me.
So you're mixing and matching as depending on how the month goes, which for somebody who's got a blog is probably a great thing because you can talk about new stuff all the time. And you're not spending a ton of extra money. What was the name of that box, that subscription box?
Petit-Vor.
Yeah. Lionel or Helen, if one of you guys, Helen, if you can look that up and then post a link to it, that'd be great.
Well, you're just, I do believe genes and have something to do with it. I mean, you look like you just must have amazing skin, because I could never do that, honestly.
I didn't before. I used to struggle with acne and very dry skin.
Really?
So since I've started blogging about skincare, I've learned that I was just like using the wrong products, and part of it was my diet. So, like the box is tailored to you. So like I put like my skin type and preferences and stuff like that. So they send me things that are for my skin type. So that's why it works. And there's rarely a product in there that doesn't work. But if not, I do like a Cure, which is like a super affordable. It's not organic, but it's like a natural based brand, and you can even buy it like in Target.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
Good.
Okay, but let's also share, you don't have to say exactly how old you are, but a range, like are you 25 to 30? Are you 30 to 40? Give us a range
35.
of... You're what?
35.
35. Oh, okay.
I'm 35 to 35. Okay, good.
Because, I mean, just people's skin changes with different age groups, so it's good to know. Yeah, but... Wow, very cool.
Very cool.
My family age as well, so I think I'm lucky. I know I look a lot younger.
You look really young, yeah. That's why I was like, oh, she's probably 21.
Right.
Of course, your skin looks great.
That's what they say about me.
Right.
Okay.
No, not quite.
No, that's when they see how I act.
That's right.
Okay, so now here's the real gotcha question. So tell us about the brands you don't recommend that are commonly used by consumers, and tell us why you don't like them or why you wouldn't recommend them, but that people would commonly use that you think they should steer away from, and that there are better alternatives to.
That's kind of hard because I think Shea Moisture is the one that comes to mind, although I do sometimes recommend it. I think if you're just on a really tight budget and really can't put up the money for something high quality, it's easily accessible. I don't want to like put that down. But it's
Well, you
definitely
can.
not
I mean, you can
a high
clearly
quality product.
say whatever brand you want, and you can qualify it with that. But I mean, that doesn't. You don't have to tiptoe around that because of the budget thing. We've had this discussion many, many, many times, and I think we've done even more than one show where we told people where we got really into the down and dirty and told people about, hey, you think you were poor? We were really poor.
I mean,
we
there's
know
a
it. It's
need
not like
for
we don't
all.
know.
Yeah,
we know.
I mean, yeah, there's you can only do what you can do, and you have to,
Yeah.
there's a need sometimes for cheaper brands, obviously.
That's the thing. And the biggest comments, the most often comments that I get on my blog post, because the top two brands that I recommend always are Raw Curls and Evolve, and people always complain they're too expensive. So then I'm like, okay, what other brands can I tell people to get? And then they're like, I don't want to buy something online, I want to buy something in the store. And it's like, there's really not that many options.
Yeah.
So that's why I will recommend Shea Moisture, but with that whole caveat, I don't really think it's high quality, and I think people should avoid it. But there's just not a lot of affordable options out there for, people are constantly asking me.
Right.
It's really hard for us with this show, and Melanie being a specialist, an industry expert, and people will ask that those kind of questions all the time, and it's really hard for us because because we know, especially Melanie, it's hard for her to do that because she's then got to put her credibility on the line. Because then people are like, well, Melanie Nickels said use this. And people would be like, what? She told you what? But at the same time, if we don't, then she gets attacked for, what is it? Oh, curl elitism. That's the term.
Oh, yeah.
Being an elitist. And it's really not the case. It's just,
No,
you got to understand the position.
I tell people I end up spending less money by buying these high quality products because you're using so much less. Like when you guys do your Black Friday sales, I'll buy one bottle of your cleanser, one bottle of the conditioner, and a bottle of gel. That lasts me the whole year.
Wow.
And I'm not spending more than $100. I mean, it's cheaper than buying a Shea Moisture every
Preach
month.
it. Thank you.
Exactly. But a lot of people
it works
can't.
so much better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it comes down to, what is important to you. So, I mean, if people are interested in the health of their hair and their curls looking their best, then you're going to, spend a little extra money. And if not, well, then you're going to use, different quality stuff and just deal with the consequences. And some people are okay with that, whether it's, they understand they're going to have buildup and have to clarify or could have possible hair loss, and things like that. Those, I preface by saying these things, I would not really recommend, but if this is all you can do, yeah. So same thing with, when I get questions about hair color, sometimes if, I don't love henna myself, and I will say I normally would not recommend henna, but, if you can't use anything else that, I'm talking about, then that may be a last resort. And is it, a good option as far as being natural and organic? It can be. Yeah. It's just not something I would choose to work with.
Right.
So
Diva Curl, of course.
Yeah.
Another one. I never really recommended Diva Curl because I didn't like the ingredients, and it never really worked that well for me, but I know they were so popular, and I have friends that love using it, and they struggle to find a replacement, but
I know of one. Just saying. Just saying.
I've never thought it was a great brand, but I think they just were the biggest one out there,
Right, of course.
It's a mix, it's really interesting. There's people that love it and there's people that don't. It's like that with any brand, I think, but
any
they
brand.
definitely have had somewhat of a cult following.
Yeah. All right. Okay, you guys, hang on because we got a couple other big things to talk about before we wrap up here with Delilah. But
Did you have any questions?
But no, that's all I got for it because now Delilah and Raw Curls, we did a giveaway together of Raw Curls starter kits, and I'm going to announce the winners. So, Delilah, if your followers are watching this, which I hope they are, I'm going to announce which one of you guys are winners of the Raw Curls kits. And if we don't have your mailing address and I announce your name, make sure you get it to us via Facebook or Lionel, ask Helen where she'd like people to send their addresses if they need to. See where she wants them. Anyway, okay, you guys ready? Do we have a drum roll? Do we have a drum roll?
I don't want to wake Murphy up.
Oh, we don't want to wake Murphy
she's
up.
deaf.
Okay, she's deaf.
She might feel the vibration.
Right. Okay, here's the winner of the Raw Curl starter kits. Mary...
God,
I'm going to have Melanie read them.
Where's your
I can't
glasses?
because the type's too small.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Mary Elam. Elam. Yay, Mary.
Yay, Mary. Congratulations. Who else?
Elam. Okay, Catherine Baranek.
She's making fun of me. She's making fun of me.
Catherine Baranek. Well,
congratulations.
Yay.
You got 8 more to go.
All right. Lori, this one's easy. Lori Martini, okay? Like,
Yay.
she sounds like a partier. How
Congratulations.
Could you have a name like that? Lori Martini.
Yeah, go ahead. Instagram's going to run out. I can't believe it.
Michelle Pedrosa, Annette Clifford, Lynn Nolier, Sandy Brown, Patrice Miglior, Trisha Rosini, and Heather Vernon. I didn't do it
You
fast
can't
enough.
see this, Delilah, but our Instagram timer, it just quit.
Did I get it in time?
It's close. We're going to find out.
Should I restart it?
Yeah. No. That's okay because it should have got through, and Helen can also post them when she's done. And actually, Lionel, if you want to tell Helen to come in here, I'll give her the list, and she can put the list on the on our Instagram page at Raw Curls. And Delilah, if you want to pick this up off of our Raw Curls Instagram page, you can post these on yours too, so everybody knows who the winners are. So Lionel, send Helen in here, please.
Video, then.
Yeah, well, if you want, then go ahead, press start again. Go ahead. Okay. You had a lot of there you go. Thank you very much, Helen. And Delilah, you had a lot of viewers tonight. Yeah, just press the share. Okay. Now swipe at the bottom. Go to the bottom and swipe to the right. Yep. Now press start. Okay. Right. It only gives you 60 minutes and that's it. So,
It's been 60 minutes already?
It's been 60 minutes already. I know. So,
okay, hopefully I got this in fast enough.
So let's go.
It was like my 10-second warning from Jessica when she's leaving.
Right, 10 seconds.
Yeah, she's like, no, she gives me a 30-minute warning. I'm leaving. If there's any projects, anything you want me to do, you have 30 minutes. And I'm like,
good.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay, all right. Here's another quick thing, and Delilah, you'll be interested in this. I don't know if you saw this before, but I'm going to talk about this. About a year ago, I did an interview on my RawganX channel, and through actually the RawganX YouTube channel as well. I did an interview with a guy named Dr. Gordon Pedersen. Who's Dr. Gordon Pedersen? Dr. Gordon Pedersen is a guy who he has created among a number of things. He actually works side by side with Jonas Salk. Who's Jonas Salk? Jonas Salk is the guy that basically cured polio. And Dr. Pedersen, is pretty much responsible for getting rid of cholera and malaria in a number of African nations with some different type of structured silver blends of liquids and gels. The guy's really, really sharp and really, really smart. So get this. So I interviewed him last April, and a couple of months before that, in January, I went on a business trip up to Wisconsin and got deathly ill, where I was like trapped in a hotel room for days. I mean, really, really sick. And I don't get sick, right? So I interview him after this, right? He sends me for free afterwards. He sends me a box with some of this stuff. And I'm like, I kept it at work and I started playing with it and whatever. And then all this Corona stuff starts happening. And I start to realize, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I haven't been sick since. And I'm like, coincidence or not, right? So I invited him back on, and it turned out he was lecturing in Africa and in Greece again to like lecture halls of thousands of physicians about this and how it works with viruses and stuff like that. It's really interesting. So I actually got him to come back on, and it's tomorrow at noon Eastern time for live Q&A on the RawganX Facebook page. So Lionel, if you can post that in the comment section, tell Helen as well. in all the comment sections, not the private inner circle group. I'm going to do it on the live feed on the main RawganX page. So if you've got questions for him, this is a guy. This is a guy that's on the level of that Dr. Fedrucci. Is that the guy that's with the Trump administration?
I don't know.
This guy's on that guy's level. I can't believe he came on again. I can't believe it. But I got him. I mean, I was persistent. I just kept asking.
Good.
So, yeah. So I would highly encourage you guys to hang around for that tomorrow. Okay. So that's that. And I think that's it. So like I said, go to our Instagram page. You'll see the list of winners. Helen will have them up.
Congratulations.
And congratulations to all of you.
Enjoy your products.
Delilah will have, she'll have them listed on her. Were you going to put them up tonight? The winners?
Yeah.
On your Instagram? She'll put them on her Instagram tonight too, so you guys can get them. It's nice. It's a $300 and some giveaway, so it's a nice giveaway.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's wrap it up, and we're gonna close out. Remember, next week Monday, 7:30 Eastern Time, episode 164 will be here as well with Q&A. Tomorrow noon Eastern Time for live Q&A with Dr. Gordon Pedersen, talking about coronavirus and disease and all this other cool stuff, especially if you're a woman. How do I say this politely? He's got solutions to women issues. Is that a good way to put it without being tacky? Because Lord knows I would say the wrong thing. But anyway, so there's that, and we're gonna close it out with the video that Lionel and Helen and I shot at our house on, what was it, on Friday. It was literally a throwaway thing. We were shooting some ad stuff and whatever for Instagram and Facebook for the RawganX thing, and we were literally just playing around, and Helen was putting like our skincare stuff on the fences and stuff in the corrals, and we shot this. So go ahead and play it, Lionel, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a great girl week.
Have a great girl week. Go ahead, Lionel.
When I spend long days out here on the ranch wrestling
Can't hear
cattle, I need plenty of energy and a strong, healthy immune system. And you're not going to get that with apple pie, and you're not going to get that with chocolate pudding either. You're going to get it with RawganX Super Green Juice Powder, made with 11 of the world's top USDA certified organic superfoods. And right now, if you click the link below, it's buy one, get one free. If you buy one of the new flavored tropical pineapple mango flavor, you'll get one of the original monk fruit flavored free. Buy one, get one free. That's the good one, right? That's the good one. Click the link below. Supplies are really, really limited.
There it is. All right,
So
we'll see you
Can
guys.
they hear it and we can't?
Yeah, Lionel, can they hear it and us, just not us?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Anyway, it's got really good feedback, and it was just kind of a throwaway
Well,
thing. It
he's
was fun.
interested. He knows what's good for him.
He does.
Yeah. He's like, give me some of that.
And his friend got pissed. You see, he's like,
Yeah.
fine. And he smacked him right in the stomach.
Like T-boned him.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we did at the house on Friday. That's
Well,
what I do. Anyway, all right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks for
Stay
joining
safe
us.
and healthy.
Yeah. Stay safe and healthy, and have a great curl week.